Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't remember coming down.
Yeah.
That.
We did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't do that. And we didn't go up that and come down there.
Yeah, we did.
We did? I hear monkeys. You hear monkeys? Really feels like somebody's watching us. I gotta catch up with Amy. I'll probably outrun her. Well, we made it. Black Canyon of the Gunnison, Colorado. We're heading down to the river. Very, very steep grade the whole way. The low haul did okay. The brake light didn't come on this time. Not like in the Grand Teton and earlier in Colorado. But we made it down here to the river. We're heading towards the dam. I guess there's a dam down here. And anyway, here, check it out. I guess there's hiking trails too that you can hike down here. You have to have a permit for every hike, it says. And we're way down here. It's crazy. Beautiful. Very pretty. Worth coming. Worth coming to see. Probably do a lot more exploring tomorrow. Campground spot?
They say the campground down here is first come, first served.
Oh, down here?
Yeah.
Yeah. They do have a campground down here.
Yeah.
Amy just told me that they actually have bears down here.
That's what the sign says, bear country.
There's bear warnings everywhere, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't think they had them here. I guess you're in the forest, they have them everywhere.
I guess. I don't know how they climb up and down these mountains.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
So pretty though.
Yeah.
Now let's drive up that road
Alright.
for a little bit. You gotta be careful for falling up.
We're falling rocks around here.
You can't stop.
I still smell the brakes in the van. We're gonna have to go slow and cool off.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that one behind me.
Oh yeah, he's pretty strong. I'm surprised the light didn't come on.
Alright, we're currently safe from bears at the moment.
Yeah, the van actually held up pretty good. We smelled the brakes a little bit, but no brake light came on. That is going to be a heck of a mountain to climb though on the way back up.
Yeah, it's going to take us a while to get around the van.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good challenge for the van. This is probably the steepest incline we've been on so far in the van.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go explore.
Yeah, it said we're allowed down here as long as we weren't over 22 feet. So we're 17.9. So we're good.
Good.
We're gonna go explore. all the wildfires.
You like wildfires? Why do you like wildfires?
Oh my God,
Are you a
wildflowers.
pyromaniac?
Shut up.
It is wildfire. Now you got me saying it. It's wildflower season. They're starting to come in. There's
Wildflowers.
some wildflowers.
Did you lock the van?
I don't know. Should I lock it?
I don't know.
There are some bees out here though. Buzzing by my head. Amy says, "Did you lock the van?" As we're 200 yards into the trail. So I had to hike it back to the van just to find out that, of course, I locked it. Standing in front of Amy to block her because she's trying to stand on this ledge right here.
Alright.
It's making me. She called me mama, but that's okay because I'm going back to Florida with her. So, even though we're doing short hikes, I think by the time we get done, if we total up all the short hikes, it'll be one really long hike. This one's called the Devil's Overlook.
Longest one yet.
607 yards.
Yeah.
B.
Oh, B.
Oh.
Why is it following me? What? I want to get stung.
So, Amy and I met. Can you guess where we met? We met at work. And it's an insurance company.
Yeah.
I was just still in the Army, getting out of the Army, transitioning into police academy, and
You delivered the mail by my cubicle.
I did. I was the mailroom clerk. I was a temp, and then I got hired full-time by the company. Amy was a special auditor, so she did all the claims if the doctors overpaid or if they were underpaid. She would, right?
Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
correct? And I would push a mail card over to her, and she had this red hair, sexy thing.
Oh.
Like she is now. And yeah, she asked me out too. She asked me out first.
Kind of. Like, he'd been coming around my cubicle for like months. Be honest.
Oh yeah, every chance I got to deliver mail over in her section, her building. Gotta say something embarrassing. Song. I got the feeling somebody's watching me.
The mountain lion or something? It's stalking you.
Yes, there's mountain lions in this area, and I just feel like something's always watching us. Do you get that feeling? I get that feeling. Devil's Overlook. Holy moly.
Oh my gosh. That's down on my knees. I'm gonna step back.
So, yeah, we met at work, and it was love at first sight for her.
I thought he was too young.
She thought I was too young.
I made him break out his driver's license and show me.
She did. She did. I had to show her my driver's license. Show her I was of age for her. What was your age limit?
Well, well, I was like 4? 23? Oh, I was 23. You were 22.
Yes.
But he looked like he was like 18. I'll show you a picture.
Do you remember our first date?
Yeah.
Our first date. Okay, this is a great story. So, Tracy Bird. I don't know if you.
That wasn't our first date.
That was our first date.
No,
our
don't
first
listen
date.
to him.
It was. It was. Don't listen to her.
No.
Our first date was supposed to be Tracy Bird. Technically, that wasn't our first date because I was the only one that showed up. That's correct. Marcus Tate was the only one that showed up, all excited. I drove like 2-3 miles from Florida into Georgia all by myself. Not used to doing things by myself at that time. And I had to park somewhere like 2 miles, and you walk to this town. I don't even know what the town's called, do you?
Mm-mm.
Anyway, there's a town, and then they had all the streets in the town closed off for this big country festival. And Amy and her girlfriend were dropping off one of their friends at an airport, and I had no cell signal.
Yeah.
And I left voice messages anyway, and somehow, because I don't think we texted back then.
I know.
But yeah.
My friend and I were in it.
She stood me up.
No,
she never showed up. I watched part of the concert, had a beer.
No, see.
I didn't think I had a beer because I was
all
alone.
See, my friend and I were in...
Stood up.
My friend and I were in Atlanta for the weekend, as they call it, visiting her boyfriend who was in the Navy and was home on leave. So when we came back, we got a little lost.
Is this an excuse?
Yes,
or what? No.
it was.
Not even a phone call or nothing.
We didn't have...
Silence. So she...
I don't think we had... I think there were just beepers back then. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah. Cell phones were expensive back then.
Yeah, they were.
So anyway, but our first original date, we went to the San Marco area of Jacksonville, Florida, and it was a little tiny place,
yeah.
but No Doubt sang.
Yeah.
That's Stefani.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So, and we sat right beside her and watched her, and
that
couldn't hear each other talk.
It was really cool.
But that was our first date, and then it was just downhill from there. Or uphill? What, would it be uphill or downhill?
I don't know. 26 years later.
26 years later, we're out here hiking and exploring the world. And behind me is, behold, the dragon. Dragon. There's a large cliff right on the other side.
No rattlesnakes this time, though?
Nope, there's no rattlesnakes so far. Hey, video. I'm on top of the world.
I'm on top of the world!
Amy says, don't worry, I got you. Huh?
Don't worry, you won't fall off the rocks.
Yeah, we're only on top of a, I don't know how far that is.
I don't know, it said it was like a 93-degree slant.
It would probably take about 10 minutes to get down there.
Yeah.
If you're falling. Yeah, if you're falling. Like, hey, Amy, what's up? Hey, can I get a drink of that water? I'm still falling. And splat.
That's pretty. Just taking in the views.
Awesome views. There's the Colorado Rivers down there.
Yeah, I know.
How far is it down there?
I don't know. They said it was a 93-degree incline. I'm not sure.
Huh. A 93-degree incline?
Mm-hmm.
So basically straight down?
Pretty much.
How many acres is this park?
Yeah, they said it was like 13,000 acres in total.
Huh.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Grand Canyon, but a little bit cooler. I don't know. I know it's not near as big, but
like cooler,
cool.
like colder, or like cooler, like awesome, or awesome?
Yeah, well, I mean, like look at all the jaggedy rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
And the Colorado River. I mean, I know you got that too at the Grand Canyon, but
Right.
I just like the black and the spirals. It's very cool.
This is so huge. You can't even get that in the video.
No.
I'm watching the video, and you just it's so big. It's like it goes way down there.
Yeah, it does. Well, I think we're at 8,532 feet elevation at the highest point on the trail. So we'll see that later once we get up to Long Point.
Okay.
High Point.
Butterfly. I see there's a lot of poison ivy around here.
On the trails, yeah. You have to have a backcountry permit to do any of the trails. So, and I think they only do like 15 a day from what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. We haven't been to the visitor center yet, so we're just gonna take our time today and do the pull-offs on the side of the road.
Colorado's awesome. says this is the highest elevation in the park. We are at Warner Point. What's the elevation?
8,500 and something.
8,500 and something. First trip. What do you think of this? It's like 1,300 and some yards. This is the longest trail so far. If we do it. I don't know, we'll see. It's pretty. Going down?
Huh?
Going down?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. We're pretty good right now.
Scary.
Okay, definitely a lot of views on this hike. Warner Point. And we're bound to turn. We're going to go up to the top. What the heck? I'm breathing heavy. But hopefully the end game is worth it. Not sure about Amy. Mountains. Pretty.
1,000 yards, whatever it was.
Looks like it's the end of the line for us.
Yep.
The Black Gunnison, the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Yeah. It's starting to get windy out, so we're heading back. And there's hints of rain, but it's awesome. Cool trail. A lot of people said that they wouldn't be able to be in the small van like ours, the scope. They take one look at it, they're like, oh, that's really cool, it has all the features and all the bells and whistles, but it's just too small for us. But, we have arguments, just like any married couple, right?
Sure.
But for the most part, I don't know, she's my soul queen. I'm her soul king, right? Yeah. And we get along. She gets mad at me for little things. Stupid things. Little stupid things. Not really major things. Well, we've been married 26 years.
Yep.
We have a child who is 25, 26 this year. And my grandson turning 8. And I'm not even 50 yet. Jeez. As a kid, you just put me on any trail and I would just go out there and start hiking, and just for hours. They were like, where's Marcus? Where's he at? My mom will tell you my name's Mark, but really it's Marcus. But you put me anywhere. Just by a river, walking around on stones in the river, I could be there for days and be happy and content. I never really got to go explore like I have with my wifey Pooh. And I'm glad she's an explorer, because getting to do a lot of stuff that I've always wanted to do, and I feel blessed for being able to do that. So, and I'm blessed for having my beautiful wife. Love her. Love you.
Love you.
What?
Love you too.
What?
Love you too.
That was weak. This is the major view right here. You can see the whole entire canyon.
I don't know if I like Mesa Verde, Ure, or just Colorado in general. I don't know what I think I'm gonna go with, I don't know, Amy. If Amy was here, she'd say I wouldn't match because I'm wearing like a turquoise blue shirt. But I'm gonna go with Mesa Verde because it's one of my favorite parks that's coming up. There were times in the park, it was just it's dead silent. It's deep, dark, mysterious, and eerie at times, I would say. Because it's just like when we were on the eastern loop down the bottom, you could hear the river, but if you walked away from the river and started looking up at the canyons, it was like dead silent again. It was always this creepy feeling in my mind like some mountain lion was watching us. Describe the Black Canyon of the Gunnison to someone who hasn't been there. The best way that I know how is maybe take like the Empire State Building. Everybody's probably familiar with that. It's like, I don't know, all the way to the tip it's like 1,400, I forget how many feet it is, but it's like 1,400, 1,500 feet. So if you take 2 Empire State Buildings, okay, and then stack them one on top of the other. Now go into your backyard or wherever you're at and just get tunnel vision, picture in front of you. You hammer, now we're pretending, you hammer the Empire State Building down, all the way down, and then you put the other one on top and you hammer it or drill it, whatever you want to use in your mind, and it just cracks it open, right? And there's this massive canyon. Animals in the park, we read on the brochure and talking to the park ranger that they do have animals like a ringtail weird creature. they have deer. We did see a deer there, like a mule deer, and supposedly they got bears, but all we saw was, like I said, 1 mule deer, and we saw these 2 lizards, dragons, whatever they are. The collared something dragon. One of the last hikes we did was the Warner Point Trail. Beautiful, nature trail, beautiful. And one of the longest hikes, I think it was the longest hike we did. But there was this turquoise looking dragon, lizard, whatever you want to call it, just laying right there on the stone, right there in the path. And I was like, whoa. And I didn't get too close, but I did get close, but not too close. And then later on, Amy's teasing me. She's saying that, she told me that, did you know that dragon was poisonous? And I was like, no. And did you know they can leap, because they run with their back legs, and they leap into the air, and they have this bite. And I was like, no, I didn't realize that. But I mean, I didn't bother the dragon, and the dragon didn't seem bothered by me. But I thought that was kind of mean of Amy to say that to me, though. I know it was kind of longer. Our last couple have been longer because there's been so much to put into the video, and I'm not good at. I'm still learning how to chop things out that I love. But hopefully everybody stayed to the end. Because if not, you would have missed all the cool stuff and the beauty. And I wanted to. There's some spots in the video where I actually opted not to put music in because I wanted people to see it from Amy's perspective, my perspective. When we're literally like down there in the river where you see me, I think I used the GoPro on the van, and I walk out in front of the van, but I was mic'd up, and I'm just looking around at the canyon, and it's just dead silence. It's just dead silence. So, and then the water, the river running, and that's all you can hear is the river running. It's like nothing else. It's just, it's hard to describe. So I wanted to kind of portray some of that as we're walking out on the trails. You hear the crunching of our feet, but past that, you don't hear like a lot of birds chirping. You don't hear birds flying by. I saw a couple, but not many. And it's just, I wanted to capture that, and hopefully I did. And hopefully people enjoyed watching that part of it. Amy and I are kids. We're 50 years old. And we're doing a lot of exploring at an older age. I mean, it's not really that old, people tell me. It's older than when we were kids, but we're like kids. When you see us at the park, when people see us at the park, I can only imagine what they think. They're like, what the heck are they doing? How old are those guys, you know? And I'm sure it's a sight to see us because we're just goofing off and really enjoying our time at the park. Yeah, there's a little mixture in the video of some history of Amy and I, how we met. I thought it was a really cool story in our first date. And technically our second date, but it was interesting how we met, and I wanted to put a little more information about us into the video, so I thought that was cool. So when we visited the park, there were road closures. The North Rim, some of the North Rim, you can drive that too to the other side of the canyon. A lot of that was closed still, and like during winter, you wouldn't have been able to do that eastern loop down into the canyon, that road. But we mainly stayed, you know, we did the eastern loop. We drove down there, and that was very steep and very intimidating. Beauty all around. So I mean, we didn't mind going slow, but we did. We had to go creepy crawly slow, and I used that was the first time I used my lower gears in the van in the low-haul, and it worked out really good. You could hear it rested the engine quite a bit and wasn't as hard on the van. We stayed mostly, you know, we stayed there 2 days. So we went down, we found our campground, we went down the eastern loop, came back up. We still had time before it got dark, and we got to see the sun setting over like the Dragon hike. And then we did a couple other things, and then we went back and camped that night. It was really cool. And then it sounded like coyotes that night when we were camping, but we woke up the next day and early, and we did the South Rim again, and I think we pretty much hiked everything. So there's 7 miles. You can drive for 7 miles on the South Rim, and there's a total of all the hikes together. I think it's like five miles worth. And that last one, the Warner Point, you can actually, if you have a permit, you can go beyond the point that we went, which was quite a ways in itself. But you can go beyond, and actually that's one of the points you can get down into the canyon hiking. They're all in yards, so you have to try to figure out how far that is when you walk out there. That was fun. That was fun in itself. That was enough to fill up 2 days, just that part. So we're not really rock climbers. They do rock climbing there. We like whitewater rafting, but you have to be very experienced to go on that river, because it's pretty wild from what I was told and read about it. It's funny, the number one question that we always get asked is, after 3 years, it's coming up on 3 years of owning our Thor scope Model 18M, 2021. It's the camper part of it is 2022. And then the Dodge chassis part of it is a 2021 vehicle, or it might be backwards. I don't know. But the question is do we still like it? Is it worth all the trouble we went through getting all the stuff fixed on it and having it? And yes, the answer is still yes. Always will be yes. We enjoy it. We'd recommend the van. It's a great van. It's a great. I love the LOL. It's great. The part two of that question is if you could go back in time, like we can go back in time, but that's how they propose it. And if we could go back in time, yeah, I'd still recommend buying the Thor scope, and I'd be happy with the Thor scope. There are a couple other ones since we've bought the Thor scope, like for instance, the Thor Vegas and the Winnebago Travato, and they're kind of pretty much the same scheme a little bit, the two of those, and it's kind of the exact thing that we got in the Thor scope, but bigger. The park is like 14 miles of gorge, and then there's 75 miles upstream of the Gunnison leading the Colorado River, and it's just massive. Amy compared it to the Grand Canyon, and I think the reason she did that is because it's so massive when you're looking at it and you're on top. When you're on top looking down into these huge caves, it's just, it would, in the way my mind thinks, yeah, it would take a long time to fall down to the bottom. And I was just thinking, you know, like a comedy sketch where you're just continuously falling down into the canyon. I don't know why I would think of that, but you're falling, and it would just, like, time would be like frozen as you're falling down, and you'd be like, hey, can I have a sip of water, or get something to eat, and watch some TV on the way down, check some, maybe not TV, but check your text messages on your phone if you have signal. But yeah, I hope somebody found enjoyment in the video, got some information, got some ideas about the park. It's a wonderful park, and I'm glad we did it. We almost canceled it, I think, a couple times. We're like, I don't know, we don't know what's, you know, we're not really going to do a lot of major hikes in that park because of our itinerary, and we were still tired from swimming in the hot springs in Glenwood, and we really wanted to get to Mesa Verde and a place we have come to dearly love is Ouray.